Welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so can you hear me? Can you see me well? Okay. For those who don't know me, my name is Layla. I'm a 3D character artist working in the animation industry. Yeah, and I sculpt here. Funny characters sometimes. Sometimes not. Last time you saw me, we made Coraline from the Coraline movie. Let me show you the final result, because it was special sculpt for Halloween, and I managed to get it done in time. So here is the result of a sculpt from 2 weeks ago. Nothing amazing, but it was really fun to work on her. Just a very fun, quick sculpt rendered out of Marmoset, but everything else was done in ZBrush. Hey Ravioli, hey Ruben, and hey Casey, welcome. Cassie? Yeah, so that's Coraline. Right here. Hello? Hello, Dwinster? I don't speak Spanish. ¿A qué hora empieza? At which hour? What's empieza? Sorry. Hey, have you tried rigging characters? I was wondering if one can rig an already posed character, not a T or A pose, but something like FBX or Michelangelo's David. I would recommend checking out Character Creator 4, specifically for rigging, because that's what I've been using. And there is like partial rig creation, so there might be like a character in the pose like you're describing, but you just want to move its head or something. So there are ways to do it. It would be trickier to make the whole model move while it's in pose already, but there are ways to do that. Yeah, so CC4 is how I'm gonna go about rigging this character. Hello Wilson, welcome. People from the Discord are pulling up. That's exciting. Okay. I think I sent out all the links, so let's get started. For those who don't know, this character is Zelda from the Zelda series. I started working on her last year, and ever since then this whole project went on hiatus, and I had to leave it, pick it up. Yeah. Haven't touched it in a while. I recently did some sculpting on the cloth, but nothing major. And the hair. And the hair is something I would like to focus on. Even though it doesn't look bad, it could look better. I'm going for, again, this a weird mix of my own style and then Overwatchy, Wayfindery style as well, which doesn't really work with like all of these details, so we'll see how I'm gonna stylize it, because my vision for this project changed ever since I started working on it last year. CC4, is that channel or school? Character Creator 4 from Religion, yeah, that's what I meant. can you review my portfolio please or suggest me that type of characters to go after as I feel very confused selecting characters? Yeah, sure, Yush. So in the description there is a Discord server, my Discord server, where we have lots of talented people and I give feedback there. Sometimes other people give feedback. So you can submit it there on like feedback sub channel. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Green screen is wigging out again. Nothing new. One second. Maybe I'll just stop using it at some point. Yet? Okay, something happened to my chat, so I might have skipped a few messages, so I'm just gonna quickly check on YouTube. Anjana said, do you know why the Z intensity of my brushstroke change when I zoom in and out? Is there a way to fix it? It's driving me nuts when sculpting cloth seams. Yeah. Okay, so when you zoom in and out, what does change? The brushstroke intensity. I think so, like this, and then like this. Is that what you mean? That the further away you are, the stronger the brush stroke will be? It's kind of like the same for me. Okay. I think I remember what it was. I think. It had something to do with being dynamic. 1 second. Solve it. Yeah, my guess would be the draw size dynamic. Sometimes that's how it works. Let's see. So yeah, if I zoom out, this will be this big, and if I zoom in, it will be this big. That's the size. I'm not sure about intensity. So maybe that's what you're talking about. So then it's just this, like draw size, and then you need to activate or deactivate. So double click to activate or deactivate. I think I keep it on by default. But sometimes I need to turn it off when my scale, like for instance, I open up the file from someone else and the scale is not set properly, or my old file that doesn't have the correct scale, and then sometimes the brush will not be big enough for me to do some big changes on the model. So hi, good streaming Layla, I like your work styles. Thank you, Arno. Welcome, Hatri. Hey, it's Thursday. It is Friday for me, but yay for you. Okay. If I missed any messages from Twitch, please let me know, because my OBS did the thing and just erased any messages from like 5 minutes ago. So please let me know. So, Zelda. We kind of got her covered. She still needs some work on the clothing part, and then on all of the beveling on the details. I don't like them, so we'll change that. Otherwise, pretty happy with her. She even's got a sword, so let me quickly load a sword. Here you go. The damaged master sword. Okay, nice. So in my head she'll be like holding it like so, similar to the references here. I'm pulling from all of them, so it's not necessarily that I'm working with one concept, it's with all of them. Human AI, so to speak. But I'm at the same time trying to create something of my own. Hey Andy, how did you do those folds on her dress around her chest area? Oh, good question. I came up with this idea while working on her on my Discord. But I think it was someone else's Discord, and then a guy jumped on and we discussed how we can make the folds. So, I think the way I went about it, let's turn it off. So I needed a base to work on. I didn't have it, it was just this. It was a very labor intensive process, but I'll show it anyway. So let's say I have this. Ooh. Oh yeah, okay. So I would start by dragging, and it's not snapping. If your curve brush is not snapping to the surface and you're like, why snap? So a few things that you need to check: thicker, depth, constant Z, and then stroke, curve, snap. Now it should. Okay, so it's snapping. Cool. I also want to do walk start. So I want to start from here and go around there. Now increase the size to increase the radius. That's fine. So get some sort of base in place, like so. This is not ideal, but it doesn't really matter because we'll dynamesh it in a second. Feel free to get rid of the dress. It was a duplicate dress, so don't worry, she won't be naked. Now I'll subdivide it. Maybe scale it a little bit. Basically creating a second layer that has the volume that I want to get from those folds. That's the first step. And then let's say I'm happy with this. I can dynamesh it. Dynamesh it. And be a lower resolution, doesn't matter. Oh, it's one piece. Covering the area that I want. So that's the first part. Second part was, now that I have this volume, I think you get notifications, sorry. I turned off Discord. Okay, now we can either go curve strap snap with the thickness already, or curve flat snap, whichever really works for you. And you basically just do this over and over again, kind of trying to create a flow. This is annoying. Yeah, it took me like an hour to get those folds right. It was like manual labor placing cards on top of that volume. And by the way, I did it just without symmetry, so from one side into the other, so there is a flow happening. Let's turn on local symmetry, turn up dynamic. Whoop. You saw nothing. I should give her some sort of underwear so this doesn't happen. So yeah, just like that. And then I would split them away. Add subdivisions. And then add thickness to them as well. And kind of get that result. So, turning this off, turning this back on. Hello, do you prefer working on the hard surfaces on your sculpts on ZBrush or Maya? So like detailing the hard surface or modeling hard surface? Because both of them is ZBrush. I stopped using Maya a while ago. As in like, while modeling, if I can model in ZBrush, I'll model in ZBrush. It's just faster for me at this point. Ever since like I learned all the basic tools from ZModeler, and by the way, I haven't learned all of it. There's still a lot to learn. Yeah, there was no need to come back to Maya for any like hard surface modeling. It's all here. Okay. Am I hearing Discord notification? Okay. Because I just joined your server and I would like to post links if that's not disturbing your stream. Yeah, just post it in the feedback. It shouldn't be disturbing anything. I closed the Discord. Saw a character in the Mutiny 3D Discord and it was impressive. Thank you, Alberto. Thank you. It was all modeled in ZBrush as well. Veritas gave me some valuable feedback on on the cloth sculpting. Some folds. Basically they weren't connected and gave me some good feedback there. Oh, nice. Thanks for the demo there. It's kind of similar way I've been doing here, which is also very laborious too. Yeah, I would say it is pretty similar to the hair approach. And it's not done yet, even. I just like got it to the point that I didn't hate it and I left it. But I would add a bit more details. I'm glad it helped. But it looks super nice on your character. Thank you. So we have like an hour and a half to sculpt stuff. Hey Layla, did you do the braids in the stream? Not the stream. I started like 20 minutes ago. So no way I could have done that. It was an old stream last year. But I think I just ended up using one of those hair brushes. Just yeah, type in braid brush, ZBrush, and you'll find it. It was nothing special. You can make your own, but it's gonna take me some time, so I'm not gonna demo it today. And pretty sure I got this one for like maybe $3. So yeah, I did do some sculpting on them, so it's not how it comes out straight out of the brush, but I just pulled vertices to create the silhouette that I wanted. Okay, so we either sculpt the folds and the details in the stream. What else is she missing? Oh, we sculpt the dragon. There was another thing, another thought of mine. To sculpt the dragon as well as Zelda. Spoilers for those who haven't played. Those two are connected. It's a nice pose as well. Okay, how about we refine the clothing and then next time I just pull up a bunch of dragon references and we'll sculpt that. Did you break the strand into polygroups for easier manipulation? I think I did. Yeah. Let's see it here. I can either do it with topological turned on, or there's another trick in the brush settings. If you scroll down to auto masking, there's the slider mask by polygroups. So if I turned it all the way to 100, it will only affect one polygroup at a time. So it's kind of like topological, but you know how on higher subdivision levels where you have like millions of polys, your topological brush will start to lag a little bit. It'll be like yeah, so if it does that and you're annoyed and you actually have polygroups set up the way that you want it, you can just turn on auto masking and it doesn't like stagger like topological does on higher subdivision levels. Maybe it's just my PC though. Okay, don't forget to turn it off once you're done with it. So, I actually got a figurine recently, and for those who don't know, I like all good stuff, but I was especially like amazed at the way that the hair was sculpted. It's very simple. I'm gonna show you guys. So look at how it's got lots of details at the bottom and then details at the top. That's kind of the effect that I want for my character as well. So this is perfect. I think I'm gonna copy it. For those who don't know, this character is Anya. She is a character from Spy Family, and she is adorable. Have any of you seen this anime? I'm gonna create a duplicate just in case. I use topological on everything, that's a good tip. You're welcome. Oh, nice. Layla, how many characters do you make per year? I seem to make a lot of them. Not at all. Like big ones, maybe 1 or 2. And then like big projects, you know. But if it's just like quick sculpts with some poly paint thrown on them, yeah, it can be more than that. Maybe another 4, 5. I wouldn't call myself the fastest sculptor. Hi, although I love sculpting characters in ZBrush, I'm still figuring out the best way to quickly retopo it, ready for rigging. What's your take on that? I personally, as much as I love ZBrush, don't do it in ZBrush. I do it in Maya. However, there are plugins that I used in the past in ZBrush that make retopology easier. You have to pay for them though. One of them is ZBrush. So ZBrush. I think it's a software developed by like a 3D scanning company. Basically, you can take any good topology that you have and you can wrap it around your existing 3D sculpt, no matter how much the proportions have changed. You can wrap something like, if Zelda had really good topology, I could wrap it on a big beefy guy, you know, like Ganondorf or something like that. Doesn't matter. So that's a good one. Another way is just manual retopo, which takes a lot of time. You are not alone there. And it's just the beauty of being a 3D artist. To quickly retopo it, you could cut some corners, and I've seen people do that. I've done that a couple of times by using ZBrush, but cleaning it up later. There are ways to get really good ZBrush results, and I showcase them every time I stream. Maybe I'll show them today as well. There are some tricks that you can do with polygroups and smoothing and making ZBrush work for you. And then you can get a pretty solid base and take it into your software of choice and finish it up. Yep, seen Spy Family. Yay! Spy Family fan in the chat. Oh wait, did you like it though? Not seen the movie yet though. Yeah, me neither. I was waiting for it to come to the cinemas and I think I missed it in the cinemas. So I felt very guilty. But I'll watch it. Wasn't it like a Christmas special or something? Good afternoon, Layla. Hello, Lakmori. Welcome. Thanks for the suggestion. You're welcome. It's all good. Yes, I love it. Yay, that's good. I do all my blockouts in Maya, then take them to ZBrush, gives me a solid topo base to start with. Fair enough. Whatever works for you. I think season 2 was a bit shorter because of the movie, so it's kind of acts a bit like as the next part of season 2. Oh, I see, I see. I'll have to check it out now. For those who don't know what we're talking about, and if there are no questions in the chat, please allow me to ramble about Spy Family and why it's great. So it's an anime comedy about this makeshift family, about a spy who is on a mission to, I think, like, take down, or not take down, but basically spy on this big political figure, sort of mafia figure, and he's a spy with like very big, like very good reputation and a lot of experience. So he gets sent on this other mission without being told what to do, and then he's like on the train opening up a folder that's gonna explain what he's gonna have to do to get the trust of that mafia guy. Basically, his boss in the letter tells him, you gotta get a family, get a wife, get a kid, and infiltrate a school where that mafia's kid goes to. And the guy is obviously upset. He spent his whole life focusing on the whole spy side of things, not really family side of things. But nevertheless, he is a good employee, so he's gonna do what he's told and find a family. And he finds Anya, who is this, what's the word? Orphan. Completely couldn't remember it. Who's an orphan who's got telepathic abilities. She can read people's minds. That's a twist, because I think she was like an experiment of some like underground laboratory. So she can read minds. He does not know that, and it creates a very funny dynamic between the two, because she knows he's a spy and that he's lying to her. He doesn't know that. He thinks that she's just a weird kid, and they start living together. And then there's like an addition of the mother, who is an assassin. So it basically makes a really weird and the most unlikely family that could ever be like together, ever. And it makes for a really good comedy. So that's the gist of it. Do you guys have any shows or movies that you've been watching recently that you really enjoyed? Maybe you can share them in the chat. The perfect synopsis. Yeah. I could have explained it better, but it's truly a really fun watch, regardless of your age or your interests. It's just a really funny premise and a really good execution. See, I'm just basically smoothing out all of those hard edges I had before, which are cool, but they give me like very harsh silhouette from like the bottom and the top. I want to make it smoother, I want to make it flow a bit better. Sometimes turning on the lines, the wireframe, and then turning off the lines will help as well with visualization, so I can see all like the kinks that I want to smooth out. If you missed how I did that, there is this button on the side that turns on the wireframe, and if you were to turn off the lines, it would turn off the lines, and vice versa. You can turn off the fill and just keep the lines without any color. It'll just be white. Anyway, I just started watching The Expanse. Feels like Mass Effect without the aliens. Expanse, I have not heard of it. Mass Effect. Know the game. Without the aliens. Okay, okay. Interesting. I'm not a huge sci-fi girly, so that's why, even though I've been like, I had some sci-fi setting games on my wishlist, like Detroit Become Human, which is apparently a masterpiece, and I believe you, all of you who played it. I just, the setting of this future world, technology, don't like it. It's the only thing that's keeping me from playing it. I've been watching Dun lately, and if you like ghosts, aliens, that's a really fun anime. I've heard, like, I really respect the work that the director of Dan has done before. And I think the screenwriter as well. Know a bit of history of where they came from. So I think I'll give it a go over the Christmas break, since I have a little bit more time. Hi Layla, how are you? I'm good. How are you? What brush do you use for the hair? Right now I'm using just Smooth and Move. I think I just used some of my custom brushes. Not mine, but I downloaded them over the years. Anything will do really, because all I needed to get is a strand, and then I changed it so much from the original shape by just pushing and pulling. So I don't think there's like a brush that makes it look this way. It's basically just as good as just a curved tube brush, but with the size turned on to make that gradient, that radius gradient. You go. Okay, no questions. Fair enough. What else can I tell you guys about? This Zelda is from one of the favorite game franchises I've ever played. And I've played a few games, so it's not just from a person who's played one or two. Yeah, just fantastic game, even though it's very simple in its premise. Sort of, there's a lot of lore, but if you break it down, it's boy saves girl, or recently the girl saves boy in the latest game. But just the whole world, when I first discovered it in Breath of the Wild in 2020, I fell in love with it, and yeah, I think even back then I started working on a sculpture of Link, which now looking back, I opened the file recently. It looked so cursed. What a couple of years of experience can do to you is crazy. But yeah, I really loved the game. Loved the feeling that it gave me, the feeling of freedom, doing just anything. Do you like cricket games? What's cricket games? You mean like cricket as a game? I've never played. Have you tried doing hair cards, and if yes, what are your thoughts on it? It's yes, I have. Again, very time consuming and yet very rewarding. Because if done right, they can look awesome and save you, well, first of all, show off your skill of creating haircuts for games or just real-time projects. So that's great. A lot of studios do need artists that will do haircuts. Some studios even have positions for people to just do hair. So up to you if you wanna go down like that route. My thoughts on it is just part of the process. I don't know. It's the same as grooming for animation. Very time consuming, but rewarding. Because your character is no longer bald. Not to say that bald people are bad, just saying that having hair on a character can help distinguish them. You know, it's a big facial feature. That's how we recognize characters, you know, if I made her hair, I don't know, like this, it no longer looks like Zelda, because it doesn't follow the silhouette that she has in the game. And silhouette is something I bring up pretty often through thumbnail. Clear canvas. Yeah, so I check this pretty often, so there is some sort of weird thing happening there, so I might even it out a little bit. Like so. From the top, I'm trying to avoid symmetry as much as I can to kind of give it its layered effect, even though you can see some symmetry here. Okay. I think it's coming together nicely. Not quite what I want yet, but I'll get there. Let's see what this does. If I can blend these together. Like so. Similar to how I have it on the ref in front of me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not yet. We'll explore it. And the best way would be to actually dynamesh it together and then sculpt. But I don't know how I would rig it then. If I wanted for the hair to have some, I don't know, secondary movement. Might not work. Okay. What do you think of the live action movie announcement? The Zelda one? For Zelda, was it like officially announced? I thought it was just rumors. I mean, that's gonna be different because Link doesn't speak in any of the games. Almost. Almost. So that's gonna be a change. Is he gonna be a silent protagonist yet again? Yeah, Nintendo officially announced it. Announced yet? Well, that's cool. We'll see it then. I mean, it was inevitable. It's a very successful franchise that brings them a lot of money, so why wouldn't they, right? Quickly switch to just gray material and inspect the model. So what I'm looking for is areas of detail and areas of rest, or areas of interest and rest. So interest, rest, interest, rest, interest. A lot of interest. And then this should be rest. Not done by me, by the way, I'm just copying a really good design by Nintendo. Just trying to give it my own spin. Here's the design. So the bottom of that, I don't know what to call it, drapery piece will have some details painted as well. She's also missing some like tears painted on her face, which I think will come later. And then bracelets. And some details here are missing. So, oh, and the bracelet on the ankle as well. Cool. Let's do that. Link will be voiced by Chris Pratt, and so will Ralph. No. Please tell me you're joking. Sorry, Chris Pratt, but Zelda deserves better. Sorry, announced it. Oh yeah, I got it. Cute Zelda. Thank you, Sensen. We need a cork next, please. Yeah, I actually sculpted a cork out of like real clay last summer. As I'll show you guys 1 second. I'm back. Just to prove you how much of a nerd I am, I actually sculpted a miniature with a cork poured on the dust. And it actually lights up. Oop. And it's green, so of course it's not gonna work with my webcam that's looking for green stuff. Let me turn off the chroma key for a second. Oops. Show you the cork from the game. It's got like a lighting up lantern as well. Yep. Oops. So when I'm not sculpting in ZBrush, I'm sculpting in real life. Ooh. I think the director who's doing it has done a lot of motion capture in this film, so I'm expecting it might be a live action motion capture combination. But why? Is it gonna be actually like live action, not stylized like they did with Mario? Hello, nice Zelda model. Thank you, Tetsuks. And hello, Robin, as well. Welcome. That is the cutest cork I've ever seen. Thank you, Sansa. It's nice. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to make something with my hands last year, and the game just came out, I think. Okay, so I was talking about areas of rest and areas of interest, and how we need to balance them for good character design. So let's see. One second. Sorry guys, 1 second. I'm just gonna send a link. Ooh, okay. What kind of clay did I use? I think it was Fimo or Sculpting. I think it was Fimo clay. One that you bake in the oven. Harden it. Hey Layla, hope you're doing well. Have a nice day. What concept are you sculpting today? Hi Salim, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. This is Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, turn on some ambient occlusion. Maybe not. So I don't have a concept in mind. I have lots of concepts in mind, and I'm just picking and choosing from each and seeing what I like. Some of them are canon, more or less. Some of them are not. They're like interpretations of the original design, so that's what I'm doing. Hey, it's Layla. Only one I really watched. Thank you. Did you play The Twilight Princess? I did, and I'm so sorry I haven't finished it. I got stuck on some point of the game and just like couldn't figure it out, and I refused to Google it. And I never finished it. But out of all the Zelda games, I'd say it's like in my top 3, maybe second place. I like it better than Tears of the Kingdom. I can tell you that. It's a very good game. And Midna is on my list. My to scope list. Substance versus Marmoset, pros and cons. Oh, why not use both? But pros, I use Substance for texturing, and a lot of professional studios and just people in the industry will use Substance over Marmoset for texturing, even though Marmoset has texturing capabilities. So I'd say that's a pro, I guess. Marmoset's got more options for baking though, that Substance still doesn't, so that's a pro for Marmoset. Not gonna go too deep into discussing other software here, but if you'd like to chat about it, join our Discord, link down below. Hi Vitaly, welcome. Lol, same water level is evil. What do you mean? Water level. Oh yeah, might have been that. Might have been that. Although I remember getting through that boss fight. Hey, what else? Oh, I remember. I wanted to fix one thing that I did wrong on her design. Where is it in my references? Does Marmoset have Gozy for ZBrush? I'm not sure. Does it? Where is it? Shouldn't it be here? Whoops. Oh yeah. It's not listed here. So maybe not, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, so this part, I think I got it wrong. It's a bit different on the design. It's got the squiggly bits on the ends and I don't, and it's got the filling of like this, some painted white and some painted light green. The dress reminds me of the left design of Zelda or NES. What's NES? Okay, so let's delete this one for now. Maybe we'll pull the whole thing down like so. Will you design my wedding dress? Why? I'm not a designer. I'm really just repeating after the concept by Nintendo, just improving upon it. So I don't think I could. Okay, so one way to do it would be Ctrl-Shift-D on this piece. Now let's add more divisions to it. Maybe this much. Yeah, this should do the trick. Delete lower. Now let's paint the design that we want. I'm doing it with a mouse, by the way, so I don't know why. The old school original Zelda from the 80s, 90s NES is Nintendo Entertainment System. I think you may know it as Famicom. I don't actually know it. I never owned any on Nintendo stuff until I was late into my, well, not late, till I was an adult. So I know about some console progression from Nintendo, but not this much. But it's good to know. Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. Just kidding, I'm not getting married because I played too much Zelda. Hey, you know? Goals. Goals is to find another person who also plays as much Zelda. Am I right? Or am I right? It seems to me that this is not symmetrical. Weird, but it's okay. So Ctrl W to create a polygroup out of it. Now we'll delete hidden and mirror and weld because my symmetry was broken for some reason. Now we've got this jagged edge, so let's get rid of it by doing polish by groups. Awesome. Now zero measure, and let's say this much. Oh. This much. Okay, so it starts to break. And that's when, remember I mentioned that you can control zero measure? And bend it to do what you want. So just pick one of your slice brushes. Let's mirror and mold. And let's slice at the areas where I wanted to preserve like a hard edge. Like so, and like so. Let's say mirror and mold. These two auto groups, mirror and mold. Awesome. Now ZBrush should say smooth groups to the minimum. And let's ZBrush. Okay. Not too bad, not too great. Okay, it's doing something. Let's try to guide it like so with the ZBrush guide. That's much better, okay? Much better. Look at this and this. What I'm looking for is like this constant flow. You see it was interrupted here, but after I drew the line, it did pretty well. And what I can do here is just stitch 2 points to midpoint. And it's already better. Cool. Can I collapse? Nah, it's fine. Okay. So now let's just pick a move brush with Eki curve and pull these corners the way that I want them to be. Awesome. But then who will make dinner? That's a problem for later. My wife took over my Switch as soon as she saw Zelda Breath of the Wild. I feel her. I would take over the Switch as well. Why didn't you just blur the mask first? Blur? Before extracting? What's the point? It will still give me the jagged edge nonetheless, so... Okay. So here, maybe like so, and polish by groups. Smoother edges. Not really. I prefer to actually sharpen it. Okay, so I Control W. You see, that's gonna be the edge. And let's say I would smooth it and I will do it. So it doesn't really do any difference. I can blur it as much as I want, but the jagged edge will remain because it's resolution dependent, not mask dependent. Not really. Follow Fang, can I be friends with your wife? Okay, you guys can figure that one out. Hi, pretty girl. Hello? Looks great. Thank you, Loco Isaac. welcome to the stream. Let's extrude all polygons. Nice. Cool. When did I do that? Let's add the dynamic subdivision. Ooh. Ooh. Now it's more of the shape that I wanted it to be. Smoosh these two together. Oh, I see, I thought it got smoother. It does get smoother visually, but not so much in terms of polygroup creation. And it does get smoother for like painting or sculpting, but still. Please, in ZBrush, better materials and texturing there are very few textured materials. I don't quite understand your question. Would you please elaborate? Okay, so now that all that we're missing is really the dragon behind her. And she will be done. Well, from the sculpting standpoint, and some bracelets, but more or less. Let's see. So the bracelets, that's easy. Have I done the shoes? Kind of. They'll need more love as well. Way more love. But the base is there, so it's not too bad. Will you pose her in ZBrush or in another software? I used to do it in ZBrush, but nowadays I use Character Creator for rigging, which's got a great, like, what's the word? It's got a bridge with ZBrush, so you can easily like work in that software and bring it back to ZBrush and refine the pose. So let's say Character Creator for posing. We don't need these guys. Only model what you see. In your opinion, what's the hardest part of working on a model like this? For me, it's just getting the style right. I still haven't figured out what kind of style I want to go for. So you can see some parts look one way and some parts look the other. And also make her look like the character, but also give it your own spin. You know, so she doesn't look like a copy from the game, obviously. That's the game model. What else? That's the game model. I don't actually have a lot of game screenshots. I think this is from the game as well. It's a very anime, very stylized. Mine is not. Mine is stylized in a different way. But finding that golden spot, you know. Hello, Grizzy, welcome. What's up? Not much, just modeling Zelda. How did you extrude that part on her cloth? What part? Can you please specify? Didn't know this program, I will try to use it in the next project. Yeah. Which one? Do you mean ZBrush or character creator? Character creator, yeah. So I only use it for rigging, but it's really good for rigging very, like, nothing too complex in my opinion. It's just a solid basic rig. I don't think you can add any custom bones. Maybe you can, but to an extent. Wonder how I'm gonna retopologize these bracelets. Let's just keep it as that for now. Sweet. So maybe we'll keep every second. I don't want to make them bigger. Delete hidden. How is the sword floating there? Spotlight? Ah, no, it's just I drew, like I opened it and then you can position it, and it's just Shift S to save your screenshot. And now, yeah, it's not an actual object, it's like a saved screenshot of it on top of what I'm doing right now. And that's a little boring of a process, but I want to do it anyway. Just scaling up the stones. Greetings, Layla. What size and brand of display tablet are you using? Not that it really matters, but I'm using Huion Canvas. Huion Canvas. However you pronounce it, 22. But trust me, I've seen people do crazy work with just simplest of tablets that are smaller than mine and older than mine. So the tablet is just a tool. Are any of you guys excited for Arcane? It's coming out in 2 days. Oh, sorry, I missed the part where you explained how you made the folds on the breast area. Do you mind showing one more? Thank you. Yeah, all good. What game? It's not a game, it's a TV show, Arcane. It's coming out with a season 2, and the whole world is waiting, so it seems. So, the way I did the folds, let's turn it off, turn this off. It's a very laborious process, but it's worth it. So, first of all, duplicate your mesh, delete lower, delete higher, take a curve multi-tube brush, and let's fill out the area that you want to fill out. I have the size turned on, so let's turn it off. Doesn't matter that it's twisted, whatever. Let's increase the size some more, and maybe depth could be more embedded. Logging out. Okay. Never mind. Oh, let's say that's your base. Now feel free to delete that duplicate base mesh. Now all I'm trying to do is fill out this area with the volume that I want to have. So maybe you want a bit more volume in the front, a little bit less in the back. For obvious anatomical reasons, you know. So now let's fill out the whole area. Whoops, you saw nothing. I swear to God, I'm not doing it on purpose. That's very indecent, Zelda. Gotta put something on you. Okay, so let's say that's the volume you're happy with, right? It's all twisted, it doesn't matter. You add maybe another subdivision to it, delete it, and then let's dynamesh it. Can be a bit lower. Cool. Now just go over it and smooth it. Nice, you've got a base, but it's not looking quite right yet. So I would even shrink it a little bit, like deflate it. Ooh. Now let's, for instance, draw some lines. And by the way, I did it without symmetry because I wanted it to be asymmetrical on the other side. That's a line, and then where is the one that I need? That line. Anyway, you can do it with just the regular brush as well. It's just a little bit more finicky. So draw the line, select the curve flat snap, maybe smooth it a couple of times. Cool. Got yourself a card. Very similar to hair creation as well, like someone mentioned in the chat. And that's how you do it, one by one. You don't have to draw it out every time. At some point you can like reuse these cards. So let's say you split it away, add some divisions to it, and then I would add some thickness as well. Crease, and there you go, you've got your first fold. If you don't want to repeat the process, even though I think I did with every single one, you can also try to just control and duplicate it and place it again and again and again. And just try to follow the flow and have some good reference on your side, because I had some good reference on how to create this sort of folds. Oops. But yeah, that's basically the idea. Then you sculpt on them a little bit more. And in the end you get something like... Where is it? I'm so bad at naming everything. There you go. Get something like this. I'm not still sure whether I'm gonna keep it or not. I don't hate it right now, but I might simplify it even more. Huyon basically translates as Dickon and publish. It does sound very similar to that in Russian as well. So yeah, a funny name for a tablet company. Nice. Oh, I hope this helped. Oh lol, thought you said our game. No, no. Why would I say that? Hey Layla, what's up? Ah, like our game sounds like arcane. Yeah, I guess. Hey Layla, what's up? Not much. Hi, Mr. White. We all saw Link's treasure. No, you did not. Thank you. You're welcome. You did not see anything, and Zelda is getting some underwear for the next stream. So none of that funny business is gonna happen again. Okay. And this is looking fine. I tried putting makeup on her and it just didn't look great because she doesn't have any makeup in the game. So I guess I'll just not do that. Yup. Okay. With that, I think we're gonna be wrapping up soon. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Adding more color variants. To the mix. Same here. Auto groups. Okay, let's quickly check on some painted tears. Not gonna be able to pick the color. I'm just gonna guess what they're meant to be. Oh, true. They're kind of big. I don't know if I like it. They look quite small in the game. And they look dead on straight, not angled. So I guess this is not bad. Okay. What do you guys think? She looks beautiful, thank you. Hello Layla, hello chat. Hello Marco. Ouch, the eye is beautiful. Thanks. They're not final yet, but we'll get there. I think I like the colors, but I will rebuild them to actually have, you know, the normal eye structure for a game or animation pipeline. It'll look purple again. Okay, let's try one more time and then I'll be wrapping up the stream. Just wanna try a smaller treatment. Oh. No. Something like that. No? Kind of. Let's see, one way to quickly put two things side by side, Shift S, and let's duplicate, and this. What do you guys think? I like this one more. It's more subtle. But this is more stylized and like bigger. Your characters are great. Thank you, Shaquille. Hey Layla, where are you from? Greetings from ID. What's ID? Sorry. Zoom on her eyes. Yeah, I think I like this one. I'm from Moldova. Okay, I think with that we'll be wrapping up the stream. Quite happy with all of the improvements that we've done today. Still a lot to be done, like the beveling on those things and painting on the those symbols, those patterns. And I think this part of the cloth needs to be bigger. Saddle looks better. Yeah, I think so too. So anyway, that's Zelda and her sword. from the game. Was a pleasure streaming for all of you, and thank you for keeping me company on this Friday morning. Some of you, it's Thursday. We get all people from all over the world in the chat, so thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to join our Discord, the link is down below. I'm always there, ready to answer your questions if you have any, or just chat. And we do Discord hangouts every other week that I'm not streaming here. I still stream there, and I'll either sculpt there or do some other part of the pipeline, texturing or topology. So tune in. And all the rest of the links are also down below, my ArtStation, my Instagram, yada yada yada. Shameless self-plug. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night. Bye bye.